Hi, hey, hello. My name is Danny. If you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. And if you are a returning watcher or subscriber, sucker. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for coming back and coming to see what I have to say and how I like to play. And this is going to be a CAS voiceover video. And I mean, if you want to meet me, you can, but also, like, it's an important one because I'm going to explain why we're even here and what this even is. And this is a mild fever dream that I had and slightly intoxicated idea that I thought of, which was to make Sims based off of popular food franchises. I would say that it was fast food franchises, but I feel like there's a couple that maybe aren't considered fast food, but are like quick food options, I guess. So I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on how you view your food. I lump them together as fast food because it's just I'm not cooking it at home and it's not like really a sit down place. Um, can be, but you know what I mean. Anyways, moving on because I don't want to get sidetracked as I typically do in the more rambly speed builds that I do. Anyways, welcome to the cast build of the new series that I will be starting. The cast build, the cast, I guess, whatever it is, cast of the new Sims series that I will be starting, which I am calling Fast Foodies. How can you not? It just the title lends itself. Anyways, it's 8 Sims. All of them are going to have the aspiration of being the best chef. But only one of them can be. Because it's elimination style here on the Fast Foodies thing, okay? So we're going to start with 8 Sims, all of them based on fast food restaurants. We're going to put them in a house together. Whatever happens, happens, as it were. So I play with mods. You guys, if you watch my videos before, you know that I play with mods. And so I have Wicked Whims. I have the realistic pregnancy overhaul. I'll probably add Slice of Life eventually when it gets, updated and kind of tweaked. But as it is, I have a lot of mods, and so anything can happen. Anything can happen in this game. Anything will happen, I think, in this Let's Play. And there's going to be a couple things that we're going to do. So first of all, every sim week, so like Monday to whatever next week is, all 8 Sims are going to compete to get the highest percentage they can in their skills and in their career. And luckily, The Sims breaks down their actual skill building percentage into percentages for us, so we can see it. It'll be something that we can actually monitor. If I get enough feedback and you guys participate as I would like you to, if you don't, you don't. But if I do have that, that'd be awesome. Then we'll also have, people who are watching vote. Like, hey, should they get a break because, so and so broke their heart and they couldn't focus on the skill at hand of becoming the best restaurateur or chef as it is. I know that this idea is 110% silly. I'm not sitting here telling you guys that I am the genius creator of genius magnitude. I am not. But it is funny, and it's fun, and it's something that we can do and just have fun with. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't spend 3 hours making 8 Sims based off of fast food restaurants and what I think they would look like if they were an actual person. If you can't tell and you don't know who this is Starbucks. Starbucks is a little bit of a bougie bitch, okay? Not that people who drink Starbucks are bougie, but Stars is a little bougie. She is materialistic. She's a snob and something else. Again, not that I think that you are those things if you drink Starbucks. I drink Starbucks for heaven's sakes, and I'm the farthest thing from bougie. So, I digress. Here we have Starbucks. We're gonna go into the next sim, and the next sim is Ronnie McDonald. So we have good old Ronnie McDonald that we're going to add to this game. And Ronnie McDonald is, of course, going to be redhead, because how can he not be? And I did use a skin overlay for him, which I didn't like because his lips looked weird. It looked like I pinched them together with a bag clip, and I just didn't like how that looked. I think a lot of skin overlays can look cool, and I think that they can add gameplay, but this one I'm not a fan of, so I don't keep it for very long because I wanted to be able to customize more. I do add the eyes are not actual like eyes within the Sims game. They're like the contact things. Eventually, I'm gonna get around to actually adding real like eye things, like what is it, like default eyes doing new ones because I don't like the ones that come with the game. They don't match what I want. And then having to do the contact thing is just really annoying because you have to redo that for every single stinking outfit. And I do finally eventually figure out kind of a way to tweak it and it gets better, but it was still kind of difficult at first. I like how he turned out. I like his red hair and his little mustache that I gave, or his little like ruff that I gave him. And Ronnie McDonald turns out to be more of friendly a friendly sim. I think he's good, family oriented. Because when I think of McDonald's, I think of family oriented. I don't really know a lot of kids who don't like McDonald's, except for myself when I was younger. I went through this weird phase where like I did not want McDonald's. I hated the idea of going to McDonald's. I remember my aunt Michelle being just like, "What kid hates McDonald's?" And I'm like, "I don't know, Aunt Michelle. Apparently, I do. I just wasn't a fan. I really liked Taco Bell. I really liked Taco Bell and Subway for a while. Subway because I think honestly Subway and Taco Bell because it reminded me of my grandpa, who I didn't have like a super close relationship with, because he had dementia, so he didn't really know who I was. But on the times that he did know who I was and we hung out together, we'd either go to Subway or Taco Bell, and that was really cool. And I just remember the smell of Subway back in like the late '90s, early 2000s had a very distinct smell to it, which it doesn't have anymore. And it wasn't a bad smell. It was just like you walked in and you knew you were in Subway. For some reason, for some of these outfits for the men, there's like a bra that's showing up. I haven't completely figured out what's going on with that. I don't know if that's a censorship thing that I have installed because I have the censor mod for Wicked Whims because I don't want to be showing bits and pieces. But I couldn't get the bra to get off of them, which was really annoying. So if you see some men with bras on, I tried. There was nothing more that I could do. Also, these sims are going to be available on the gallery for you if you'd like them. However, disclaimer, they have custom content. They have custom, you know, goals in life. What are they called? Aspirations, traits, traits. That's what I'm looking for. They have custom traits. I will be honest with you. I'm not going to be somebody who's going to upload and tell you where find the custom content. I wish I could be that person for you. I wish I could be that YouTuber for you. I'm not. Sorry. I know in my heart of hearts that I would tell you that I do it, and then I will forget, and it'll get an embarrassingly long time from now, where this whole series might have even just ended or died upon arrival. I don't know, and you will just never have the custom content. So, download them if you would like. Tweak them if you'd like. And if you do, feel free to tag me. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I am somewhat on Tumblr when I remember to log out and check it. But it's basically Danny Banani Plays, like across the board, except for the gallery, which is Danny Banani Boo, because that's what I go by in like real life. Well, not real life. People aren't like, hey, Danny Banani Boo. That would be weird. That was my actual name. But I digress. I'm not going to be able to tell you where to get the custom content. I'm not going to be able to tell you where to find it because honestly, I don't know. And I just I can't even start the process of trying to find it. I've had some of this stuff since like I got the game in 2018. Oh, it is what it is. Sorry. This is, wait for it. I wonder if you guys can figure it out based on some of his outfits. If you can't, it's okay because he's the younger version. He's like the grandson of the founder. It's Kentucky Fried Chicken, or as I call him, Kenneth Frank Chicken. I try to do a callback to all the names. They're there. Some of them are a little bit more like, not as obvious as KFC would be, like Kentucky Fried Chicken, Kenneth Frank Chicken. Either way, it works. And I tried to dress him in a way that was more modernized for the Colonel. And he's still pretty fancy. He's cute. I do like his hair. I like how he turned out. I think he's adorable. And also, it's funny because this dress that is showing up on him shows up on like every single sim that we generate in this CAS build. I keep calling it a CAS build, but the CAS thing. Anyways, keeps popping up. And I don't know if you noticed, but it makes her necks look really small, which is weird and I don't get it. But we just remove it anyways. Towards like the middle to the end of this, you'll see that I kind of just start randomly generating traits because I can no longer think of something original to assign to each restaurant because it's a restaurant. It's a sim based on a restaurant. I don't know how to do that. And also I just kind of got bored with trying to figure it out. It also, like I said, took me 3 hours to do this. And so I had to take a break between the first 4 sims that I make and then the next 4 sims that I make because it was becoming a lot and I haven't sitting at the computer for a long time and I didn't like it anymore. This beauty is Domino Pizza, but Domino Pizzeria is her name. And I really wanted to add the skin condition that makes the pigmentation pop up all over your body, like it lightens some of the skin on your body. It's Vitigo. I know that I'm butchering it. I'm so sorry. I know that I am, but I cannot remember how to pronounce it. And I feel like there's an L in it, but I could be totally wrong. Anyways, I was gonna put that on her because multiple reasons. It's Domino's, right? And Domino's black and white, but also Domino's has that marble pizza and it's like different colors. But anyways, the custom content that I had did not fit right with what I was trying to make her look like. As in, like, I didn't like the patch colors, and I also didn't like the placement of them and the way that it was so like I don't know. I just didn't like how it looked with this particular skin overlay and the sim itself. So I didn't end up doing that. But if you have any recommendations for CC where I can find that, I know ironically I'm telling you to recommend me CC when I can't even tell you. I get it if you don't. But I would like to make her have it because I think that it would be really cute. I think she'd look adorable. Either way, I love how I dressed this sim. I think that her color scheme, the color palette is adorable. And it is one of the sims where I didn't try to stick with like a color scheme of the restaurant because Starbucks is green and you got McDonald's which has the red, and then later you'll see Wendy's and Taco Bell are like red and purple respectively. So it's I did change it up a little bit. I try to give them their own personalities because yeah, they're all wanting to be the best food restaurants, but that doesn't mean that they're the same person or that they dress the same, and they have their own sense of style. And I just really like how Domino turned out. She's really cute. She's one of my favorite sims that I've ever made. Her and like Taco Bell, which you're gonna see in the later half of this, turned out so cute. And then Pizza Hut, Hutchinson Pepperoni is his name. Um, he is like basically my dream as like a young adult. You know, even now he's like punk looking. Don't know why I made Pizza Hut look punk looking. I think that I was just like, I'm gonna go with what I think is cute, and this is cute. The Domino Pizzeria, I think, gets the friendly trait as well. I wish that and maybe a family oriented one. Here's where I try out the different skin, but I just didn't like it. Didn't like how it looked on her. I guess now that I'm looking at it again, it doesn't look too bad. It just, in CAS, it didn't look like that. To me, it just didn't look as good as I wanted it to. But I digress. I honestly got very burnt out and I couldn't. So I just finished up Domino and took a break for a couple days until I was ready to come back and make more Sims. And then I started with Kingston Burger, which is based off of Burger King. And with making him, I realized that I need a lot more custom content that is for Sims of color because what I have is better than what EA comes out with, but it's still not as much as I need and want in my game for diversity. So I'm gonna do some CC shopping here eventually to see if I can find some more that will look better because there was a vibe that I was going for and I couldn't find it, and so I found something that I liked a little, at least a little bit, which was this hairstyle. And I do like how this turns out on him. I think it looks really cute. Again, with the stupid bra not being able to be removed, that really bothers me. But I guess when you ask the game to cover up nips, they can't differentiate what kind of nips you're talking about. So we'll just roll with it. I wanted to find, there's like a vest, and it's like a red, green, and brown or black vest looking thing that I wanted to find for him because it's the colors of Burger King, and I thought that would be perfect, but I couldn't find it, and I just honestly didn't have the energy to keep looking for it. So he didn't get it, but if I do find it eventually, I'm gonna remember it and I'm gonna add it to him because I think that would look cute. And again, there's the dress again with the weird neckline. I don't understand why every sim generated with this on them. I think it really was every sim. I randomized his likes and dislikes. I gave him a like calm vibe. He's, comforting and he's good, like friendly and good and comforting. Here's Wendy. Wendy Frost is her name. I ended up going back to one of the sims that I randomly generated because I liked her base more. Of course, I had to give her red hair. I really wanted to use one of the default, not the default, but like one of the custom body that I had, but I just didn't like how it looked. And that's not so much, I think it's just the gameplay and how the clothing fits on certain body types in the game that I just didn't like how it looked. So I did end up going back and changing that. That's the preset that I wanted to use, but it just cut into the hair really bad and it cut into the clothing really bad, and I just didn't like how it looked. It took me a minute to play around with the hair to find what I wanted because it kept cutting through the boobs and that really bothered me. But eventually I did find a braided hairstyle where it looked cute enough that it didn't cut into things. And I think that I really like how the braids turned out. And I do mismatch her hair throughout her outfits. I have her have like an updo on some things, and here I am just trying to like mess around with the clothing options and just not liking really how the Sims is putting it on the presets. And so I wanted to keep it. I really did, but at the same time, it didn't clip right, and that really bothered me. I love this top. It's custom content, but I love it, and I wish that I could find it in real life because I think that I'd wear something like that 100%. Try to keep her in the range of reds and blacks for her. I do like that she has a little bit of a tummy still. I wanted to keep that. And I don't know if anybody else's phone does that. I literally am not saying anything to my phone that I need it to hear what I'm saying. I didn't say anything that would trigger it, and it keeps turning on and like recording what I'm saying, and then be like, I didn't get that, or I can't help you with that. Well, bitch, I didn't ask you to, so stop. It's weird. I don't understand how to. I wish I could do like I could take that function off. It's very annoying. I think that after Wendy is going to be Taco Bell, maybe? Possibly? I can't remember entirely if that's who I made, but I think it is. And this is about where I started randomizing the traits in. So Wendy got like a clubber. I was gonna leave it, but then I made Taco Bell, and I realized Taco Bell should be the clubber. It's actually Bell Taco is her name, which is really close to Del Taco, and I'm realizing that might be confusing for some people, but it's Taco Bell. And I realized that she should be the clubber because anybody who goes out drinking, it's like Taco Bell. Okay, Taco Bell, Wendy's, not Wendy's, Taco Bell, Denny's, and Waffle House are like the go-to places after you've been out drinking. And I have many of fond memories of going to Taco Bell after being in college and going out and drinking. And actually, a time that I passed out in the Taco Bell parking lot in a parking spot. I didn't really pass out. I wouldn't say pass out. I fell asleep mildly and woke up confused because my friend was like, "Hey, we gotta get up and go." So I was like literally sleeping in a parking spot, head on like the barrier thing. I don't drink like that anymore. That's why I don't drink often. That's why when I do drink on my streams for the 100 Baby Challenge, the drinking game, I look like I'm not having fun. And it's because I don't generally usually, I mean, I'm not having fun, but I look disgusted by it because I am. The taste of alcohol brings up some memories, from like when I almost died or some shit. So this is where I go back for Wendy and I change her aspiration to something different because I want to talk about the clubber. And this last person is going to be Hutchinson Pepperoni. He is Pizza Hut. And I have to say, true to usual things, that if you add piercings and a beard to pretty much anybody, they look significantly more attractive. Look at that. Immediate improvement on his face just by adding a beard. And then I add some piercings to him and I go a little crazy, not gonna lie. Go a little crazy with his modifications because I don't usually play like that. And I wanted to. And I essentially made my type of person, which is they look like they belong to an alternative band in 2010. They probably had a mild cocaine habit. And they wear V-necks and skinny jeans still because apparently that's my type. Anyway, Hutchinson Pepperoni is the last addition to this CAS family, and then I will move them into the home with the other four. Actually, an apartment in San Junipero because I wanted them to be like a city base so they could try new foods and stuff. And then I could develop some challenges along the way. I like how he turned out. I'm low key obsessed with him actually. Not even low key. It's pretty high key at this point. But I just think, so cute. But this new series is going to be out on Mondays, is my goal. So hopefully tomorrow you'll see the first episode. And you will like it and follow and enjoy it. And make sure that you follow me on Twitter at DaniBennyPlays for any updates. Check these guys out in the gallery, do with what you will to it, and see how it, make sure you tag me. And I'll see you in the next video, which is, maybe a cast build for them or possibly the actual series. I haven't decided yet. We're just kind of winging it with this one. It's a free-for-all. But have a wonderful day, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. I hope that your heart is filled with joy and you're happy, and make sure that you sim. And I will see you next time.